How are we doing? I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. Alright. Everything seems to be working. Back to the game. There we go. Okay. The new patch literally just dropped a minute ago, so time for me to see what's up. Greetings, Walrus. There is something I wish to discuss with you. An afflicted monster has attacked a nearby village, injuring some of its residents, and now those poor souls have fallen ill with affliction. I thought my medicine for treating Fionn would suffice, but the virus has evolved, rendering the medicine ineffective. However, flaming Aspinass. Okay. Cheers! So while they're starting you off with flaming immediately. Yes. Okay. I don't know if the stuff that's effective against normal. These have ruled with an iron fist long enough. It's time to show them a new power, a stronger power. We call it a stick. This stick will rule the day, for we have the true power. The power of beating things. So Espinass, normal Espinass doesn't like ice. Water is also effective. I'm going to make an assumption that flaming is really gonna hate water, so where is my water stick? Here's my watery stick. The power of stick is unmatched. Okay, and I also spent all of my money today to upgrade armor and stuff, so so I'm gonna need that calculator. Right, and these are my current stats. I have a lot of resistance against fire. I don't know if that's enough. As always, with my first hunt of a monster, I'm going to catch it. I don't know what else I'm going to need for this monster, but I'm scared. Is there anything I really need? So all of my armor. Actually, is this 90, 70, 100, 100, 70, 50, 90, 20, 15, 50. Go with that one. Well, the ability to burn hotter than the sun doesn't necessarily mean you're screwed. Just ask the Earth's core. Fair, but I'm not made of metal. I'm made of meat. At least I think the Earth's core is made of metal. Is it made of metal? Isn't it like a giant molten ball?
As the battle escalates, growing fiercer by the second, the struggle comes to an end, and the conqueror
Oh, look at his
proclaimed.
nice scales.
But both sides hold on to their courage. Who is the victor here?
The fact they use a Teostra.
One of them has been storing a trick of its
Oh, that's so cool.
and it may strike a decisive blow when least expected.
The brother literally molten something. Can't say what specific material's been too long since I looked. Fair. Oh, so he just took a fire straight from a monster that is known to kill. Okay. As always, my first hunt is they give you adamant seeds. Alright. Where is it? Okay. The fact that they start you off with adamant seeds? Alright, that's kind of nuts. That's unnerving. Very. They don't start you off with stuff normally. Okay, since he starts off asleep, I'm gonna use that to my benefit. By the way, I have my hunting horn stuff hidden because I needed the screen space. Alright, a charge, scream, and immediate fireballs. Wow. His head isn't a weak point. Oh, that did immediate poison. Where is my herbals? The fact that did immediate poison damage. Jeez. Yeah, no. No big guy. What's he doing? Oh, cool. Cat put him to sleep. Alright. Dab. Bap. Pap. Wow, he's chunking me to some extent. Which is... Whoa, okay. Alright, fireballs still do poison. Okay. New charge. Okay, I don't have that set up. Dude, I don't know if water weapon was such a good idea. I'm not doing that much damage. But it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm not getting up for that. Okay. Whoa! Okay, that's immediate fireball. That is not what I wanted to do. So he's got a second one. His mouth is exploding every time he does that. Ow, you jerk. Come here. Okay, I need to pay better attention to what's going on in front of me. He's doing so much damage. Players, no Capcom. I don't want to use my poison resistance items. Capcom, understandable. Look, oh. Understandable will make some monsters that poison you faster. Players, you really think that'll convince me? I mean, accurate. Look, I don't heal through poison unless I have to. I'm a little stubborn about poison. I won't heal myself unless it's absolutely necessary. It's not necessary. I just have to be smarter about it. I'm not being smarter about it. Surprisingly, he's not doing, what's it called? Hey. I didn't hear no bell. Come here. Uh-oh. Yep, alright. he isn't doing any paralysis, I've noticed. Which maybe it's just because I haven't gotten hit by stuff directly too often, but I've noticed that there's no consistent paralysis. Alright, he's gonna do a side check. I'm below his tail, so I'll be fine. Uh-oh. Okay, he'll do more than one of those. Good to know. I'm trapped in a corner. I don't like this. He should turn around and immediately go for another one. Yep. Alright, he's in rage mode. And I'm gonna go pick this up. Okay. Ow! Okay. Time to sleep. Go sleep. Go sleep, buddy. Okay, where is Herbals? That was a waste of a Herbal. Whatever. Just... I don't think this will break his face, but it should at least do a decent amount of damage. And... okay. I have one more shot at this. Alright. Okay, there's a lot more delay on that than I thought. Okay. Should be 500 damage. Yep. The fact that I haven't broken his face yet is kind of crazy to me. Alright. He's gonna fireball. Wow, that poisons through that. Okay. The fact that he's poisoning me very consistently is kind of worrying. Just don't get up. I need to... okay, I'm gonna sharpen real quick. I have time. He's gonna do double jump, and that is the perfect time to dink it and sink it. Okay. I have tuckered him out though. He shouldn't hit me with that. Nope. Cool. And swap. Aha! I keep thinking he's gonna do 2 of those. And I'm so used to fighting anomaly monsters that I'm not used to healing. The fact that that does so much poison. Must have boatloads of health. Yeah. That's my thinking. Because it's not... why? Nope. Face broke. There it is. Uh-oh. Well, I took that straight on the chin. Large vibrant tear. Okay, and where about? Alright. For sanity's sake, flash bomb. I'm hitting a lot of damage on that tail, actually. That's a surprising amount of tail damage. And come on. Come on, big guy. Come back over here. You should do a charge here in a second. Yep. And it's gonna... Wow. Immediate. Haha! Got him. Okay. This isn't even the first monster. This is the first monster. They're starting off strong, honestly. Okay, I need to get out of there. Heal. What? Okay, he's gonna do that. Okay, you need to chill. Chill out. He's doing multi-stage explosions with his face. That I was not expecting. Alright. Get dodged. I'm thinking the likelihood is that these new monsters are always gonna have more and more health. Fireball. Oh, so I'm hitting his tail for a surprising amount of damage. Okay, it's 2 and it should be maybe a fireball. No, it's a tail swipe. Alright, it's fine. Okay, broke his back. Sweet. At the end of the day, it's still just Espinoz, but I really do like this take on him. He is so aggressive. I like the more aggressive monsters. They're fun to fight. I'm gonna back away from that. Holy cow. Holy crap. I couldn't get away from that. Okay. I literally could not get out of that. Alright, Turtle. I'm gonna need your assistance. Question. What is he weak to? Before I go charging back in there. Do I have him on here? I have literally only his ecology. Great. Alright, I'm gonna start using traps on him. Hey, buddy. Get in the shock trap. Okay, wings are broken. Her wing is broken. Yeah, I've learned that one, buddy. I need to knock him out of his rage state, though. He does so much fire damage. Like, it's not even like the fire does all that much. It's that, like, it does a lot of damage, but it's just all of it. Alright, if I see him going into the rage state, or the rage flame, I need to have my stuff on point. Okay, that was a little finicky. Okay. That is dodgeable. It's annoying, but it's dodgeable. And you leave yourself he leaves himself open for quite some time. Okay. Fireball. Did it just stun like you? A minute ago it did. It got me in a stun, but currently no. His major fireball, if you get hit by it, you're getting hit by the second hit. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm sweating right now, man. This is intense. I need to sharpen. Okay, he's almost dead. I just looked up at the corner. I am so freaking afraid of this monster, man. The fact he does so much damage. Like, it's not a minor amount of damage he's doing with a few hits. 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, no, he has a stun lock. If you get hit by his first explosion, if you get aimed for, you're not going to be able to move out of that second one. I got hit by the first one, and it did the rolling thing, which, yeah, it's never fun. And when I came out of the roll, I didn't have anything up, so I got killed. So that's a pretty brutal hit. Okay. Oh yeah, baby, we love to see it. I'll be quickly right back, by the way. Mantle on the first one. return. Sorry about that. I had to grab something real quick. But dude, boiling venom. Venom be put in his place. Seriously, this dude was awesome though. Okay, sulfur, interesting. The incomplete ridge of flaming espinasse on top of the class amongst wyverns. Flaming espinasse cortex. Foes avoid getting against its reinforced durability. Crucial melding pot material. Hey, melding pudding. Adamant jewels. Shard. Legendary flaming espinasse mantle. Humdrum is in hue, but demonstrates its worth in gear. Interesting. Okay, real quick. I need to see what it was weak against. Because I was doing okay damage, but so water, so I was using the right thing. I know he's wanting that, but I want to see this. Cuts, so it goes from a poison to a fire weapon with 20 affinity and attack up, sharpness regen. I like sharpness regeneration, that's fun. When pressure negate. Interesting.
Bring on the hard stuff. Ain't nothing I can't forge. Seeing my customers smile is the main reason I've been banging away.
So I could make this a very powerful fire weapon. I don't like the the base attack, but that can be augmented. Armor. Yeah, it's just normal espinasse armor, but red. High attack boost, okay, razor sharp. Charge master. Interesting. Kinda looks like a charge blade type weapon. That or a dual blades. Not bad, but not my preferred. Hello, Tadori. You have my thanks for hunting that flaming espinasse. You made excellent progress in medicine. However, I'm afraid I'm still missing one vital ingredient. Fluid from Violet Mitsuzune. Forgive me, but might hunt one for me, and judging by the look on your face, you must be wondering how does one use poison and soapy monster juice to make medicine. I can assure you it does indeed work. No, that's not it. Oh, you wanted to know about the monster no one's heard of before. Do not concern yourself with such things. What do you mean, don't concern myself? It's kind of my job to concern myself. Now, if you would, Chiche has details. Get me the fluids. I'm a little concerned he's not making medicine but poison. Okay, let me up. There we go. Okay. Egg. I'm a little concerned he's not making medicine. And hop.
Thank you for stopping by. A special quest has been added.
Okay.
You'll do great.
Time to restock on everything. Alright. And I believe there's just a sale going on? There is.
Not bad, not bad. Wow, that's a bunch. What would you like?
Okay. Silver egg, yes. Gold egg, yes. Okay.
As always, thank you.
Alright. As always, I check the normal monster, and I guess upon the normal monster how the variant's going to work. Thunder is his least favorite element, ice is second least, or dragon, actually. He really hates dragon. I don't really have a good dragon weapon, though. I could just go raw damage. I don't know. Attack up, sonic barrier, tremor negate. I don't really know if this. I don't think this monster is really going to use tremors. I'm not really sure elemental attack will really be all that useful either. But I could use the sharpness, not degrading.
Hey, good to see ya.
Aha. Paralysis, sleep. Ooh, a sleep jewel. That actually may be useful later. Hold on. Sorry. I am getting very distracted. But it doesn't have a 4 slot, so it's kind of useless. Blast. Foray. Increases attack power infinity when large monsters affected by poison, paralysis, or an elemental blight. Alright. And what? Oh, right. Water. Botany, anti-blast, bolt, stream, frost. Wait a minute. Lagombi. Really? Oh well. Well.
I'll be here when you need me.
Let's see how this goes.
At the end of the world lies the home of all woe. A well granting life and death, evil bathing in its glow. Fate will be determined here in its endless ebb and flow.
Its hunger satisfied, the beast rests, oblivious to the approaching threat. Too late now to escape. Its fate to become pitiful prey. Or is it? For what appears to be prey, struggling in vain to flee, soon becomes a beguiling dance. And the hunter finds itself the hunted.
Oh, that boy just straight up dead. This place is pretty. Okay, so it doesn't give you Stuff does give you null berries, however. Interesting. Music here is pretty neat, though. Hello. You're loud. Ow. So I don't have a lot of experience fighting Mitsuzune. It's not a monster I particularly needed to hunt before too much. Ow, and he is kicking my butt. Okay, that happened. Ow, what just happened? Interesting scream. Alright. This fight is just kind of figuring out what it's going to do. Espinas is really easy to figure out its movements. Mitsuzune not so much. I mean, I don't like losing sight of my enemy. And there's that pesky sliding. Can we... Hey, can we not be in a corner? Hey. Alright. Okay, and there's one over here that I can throw it into. Okay, that happened. Ow! Okay. Okay, he's got beams. I can't see him. I got really lucky just now. Alright. Broke his head fin. I should have. Yep. Okay, that's a ton of damage that just went out. So I need to heal up. Is it? I don't like that. Okay, this is rage mode, yeah? Yep. Alright, those are gonna hone in. Okay, they don't just home in on you. Or they do. Ow. Okay, from what I can tell, he doesn't do a lot of damage quickly. He does it over time. So unlike Espinalis, it's not a lot of very hard hits, it's a lot of small hits that hit hard. I think he fell asleep for a second there. Whoa, okay. Man, that is surprisingly hard to dodge all that. Uh-oh. It's kind of like Lucent in a lot of ways. A lot of zoning. Alright, and... Man, that's really, really neat. Man, do I hate this. I just can't... Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. That's moving. That's straight up moving. Okay, I dodged it somehow. I'm not sure how, but I dodged it. I also noticed he doesn't hit you with the soapy status. So with this monster, you don't have to worry about being soaped, you just have to worry about all the 50 billion explosions coming your way. Come on. Man, this guy's... Again, he doesn't hit hard, he just hits consistently. And it's a lot of having to dodge. Mitsuzune is already not a monster I have a ton of experience with. This guy is kicking my butt for it. Found its range. Yeah, Mitsuzune, okay, so even if you dodge one, you still... Chill out. Man, this guy's... He's just hard to hit. Like, in general, this monster's just hard to hit. Are you kidding me? Knocking him out of his thing knocked him too far from my thing. Ow. Jeez. A lot of this fight hasn't even been me fighting him, it's just me dodging constantly. See, that hits hard. Elemental defense down. Okay, where is it? I should have a forecaster. See ya! I'm running out of healing items because this guy's hitting me so often. See ya. Not the thing I wanted to use. Okay. Hey, 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 hey. I tried to roll through it. My rolls are not being well timed right now. The aggression of this monster is awesome, though. I just wish he would stop backing away from me. That's the one thing I hate about monsters, when they're constantly backing away. You can't catch them because they're too fast. I like aggression. I like aggression in my face. I don't like it to where he's constantly doing backups. It's the only time I really feel like I can really get into this monster's grill. It's during that. Don't ask me how I'm okay after that. I don't know. Dodge time. That's really neat, though. Alright, now I have time to hit you, and you won't move. Alright, redemption didn't activate, that's cool. Oh, okay. That dodge is supposed to go further than that, but alright then. I have no idea. Oh, what? I dodged under that. I was so close. Okay, that was some very delayed reaction from the game there. His aggression has become thine undoing. I need to wait for his next attack. Okay, that was useless. I love how I aimed it towards him, but apparently the puppet spider aims off to the left now. Okay, that was dumb. That was so stupid. That should not have happened. Cool, and I love how okay, I'm getting mad now. This is actually getting irritating. This is a monster that's actually kind of making me mad because yeah, this is actually getting kind of irritating. I like aggressive monsters, but I also like moments of ability to actually do something. And I'm having to wait for this move to come out and dodge roll my way around. Okay, and alright, cool, thanks game. I don't know how I'd dodge that. I can't see. I'll be honest, this is not a monster I think I'm gonna refight. This is just not. Like, it's fun, but it's not fun. It's frustrating to just get close enough to this thing. Because you don't really get, at least solo, you don't get a lot of time to attack. You're very much at the whim of the monster in every way. Because even if you go close to it, he does that constantly. And it's like, I can't get close to you if you're just making this annoying. I don't know, Mitsuzune's never been a favorite of mine, but this is kind of frustrating. Fun, but frustrating. Really? And I love how one of my skills isn't activating. So it's making this fight so much worse. Cool, I love how that hit me even though I was off to the side of it. I love hitboxes, they're so fair and balanced. I'm getting out of here again. I'm running out of healing for a second time because I can't kill this thing. I'm almost 30 minutes into the fight and I don't feel like I'm anywhere near killing this thing, and that's somewhat frustrating, honestly. I can't get close enough to this thing to do anything. So I'm constantly in this back and forth of healing and getting down. So much of my time is spent on the ground in this so far. That was not the thing I tried to do, game, but okay. You're just doing whatever you want now. I'm getting so frustrated right now. This is not fun. I'm having inputs go in wrong at this point, and that's never fun. His face does look like a jacket. It's ugly like one too. This fight's really, really neat to look at. It is awful to do. Oh, okay, what? That was something. I couldn't do any. It literally wouldn't let me do my own attacks. Okay. This is really pissing me off. Literally, that was some glitchy crap. Oh, thank heavens I can almost leave this stupid fight. Where are my traps? Don't you giggle at me. Oh, this is... Where are my tranks? There you go. Oh, I'm never doing this fight again solo. Oh, you're frustrating. You're not. You are frustrating. I don't like Mitsuzune much as a monster to begin with. I think it's fine, and this was a fine fight. But dear heavens, did I not have any breathing room. Like, Espinados gave you way too much, but that gave you none. I don't think I rarely could get a hit in, and I was constantly having to run and heal. Man, that was hard. Okay. But I need to do that fight specifically in multiplayer. That fight, it feels like I need to try that fight multiplayer to see if it's any easier. Like, difficulty is fine, but that was just kind of frustrating. I'll get the hang of that fight eventually, though. Man, that was hard. And just really annoying. What's it weak to? I need to see what this one's weak to. So, it doesn't like ice, and it... Okay, so I was using my best possible weapon. Jeez.
Hey, how are you? Wow.
Alright, so... So I have one more monster to fight, but I have to be rank 110 to fight it. I am rank 67. I am not going to be able to do that fight today. Alright, Violent Mitsuzune. What's its weapon? That's actually really pretty. I have nothing for it, though. Let's see. Affinity, Fire, with... Affinity 10 with Fire 23, it's overall a worse weapon. Well, negate, attack and defense up, sharpness, extension. It has 10 less damage and 5 less affinity. Has roughly 15? Yeah, 15 less element. Has 3 level 2 slots and 1 level 1. In a level 1 rampage, well this is a level 3 rampage and a level 2 slot. So it's better slot-wise, but kind of worse every other side. And it's got a lot more purple.
Let's get you fixed up then, shall we?
Oimio. And so it's just... Where's Mitsuzune? Malm drawn, Pyra. Mitsuzune. So it's literally just a gray and blue gold setup. What's Adrenaline Rush? Perform perfect time to evade, just a monster's attack to really boost attack. Evade extender. Embolden when targeted by a monster, that monster becomes more likely to become enraged, but your own defense is increased. Defense plus 40 greatly prolonged dodging, invincibility, and greatly lowers impact when guarding. A weakness, exploit 3. Stamina surge. Agitator. So that works with Embolden. Okay. Level 3 flinch flee and offensive guard. I mean, that's a pretty decent set. The slottage is also pretty decent. So 2 level 4s. 2 level 4s, 4 level 2, or 4, so 6 level 2s, a level 3, and 2 level 1s. Overall, that's good. And they increased the anomaly slots you can add, because you could only add 2 before, I think. Or, no, wait, no. You could add, there's always been 3, I think. Maybe? I don't know. Some seems, no, I think it's just, no, they added another slot. So it looks like over the course of the updates, they'll allow you to power up your stuff further. Right, I did the sharpness on this one. Sharpness, and then I would go for the level 3 just to get the affinity. Because the attack boost on this weapon really doesn't seem like it's necessary.
I'll be here when you need me.
Right. Well, that has been this update. I, again, can't really do the final monster. Instead of 4, they added 3 with this update, but the third one is Rising... I think it's like Rising Stinking Chameleos. I can't do that quest, because I need to get to level 110 Master Rank. I am level 67. So, for now, I shall end this here, because I've done the update as best I can. A little frustrated with how that went, but realistically neither one of those fights are bad. I actually think they were pretty fun. Frustrating but fun. I'm gonna probably do Mitsuzune a ton. I don't really need the weapon, but I do want to at least get that fight down, because monsters like that are always frustrating for me because I just can't get close to them quick enough. So it would be a good challenge to try to get as close as possible. But anyway, thank y'all for joining me for the stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your days, and I hope everyone has a wonderful thing. For those that watch the VOD, I thank you profusely. This is a bit of a shorter stream, but I mainly wanted to just do the monsters. With Rise, that's kind of how these streams are going to be. Anytime I stream Rise, it's just going to be whenever there's a new update, and that means new monsters. So I'm always going to be trying to do new monsters, because anomalies just... I do those in my spare time, and they're not that interesting. So, thank y'all so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next stream. Take care of yourselves.